everyone present here. I, Ashmi Shah, feel deeply honored to welcome you all to the significant session on the revised criminal laws of India, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, and Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam. As we step into an era of justice delivery, these reform legal frames mark a transformative chapter in our nation's criminal justice system. This session will particularly focus on the provision for life imprisonment and the death penalty for offences like hate crimes, mob lynching and terrorism. Offences that shake the very foundation of our democracy and societal harmony. These laws are not merely legislative updates, but strong moral declarations that India will not tolerate acts of brutality, hatred or violence that seek to divide its people or threaten its unity together. Together, let us explore how these advancements aim to safeguard the dignity of every citizen, uphold national security, and restore people's faith in swift and meaningful justice. Before moving further, I request the audience to please keep their phone on silent during the session. I would first like to introduce you all to the Institute. Eden is an international business school, an institution that prides itself on empowering students with knowledge, skills, and platforms to excel. Established in the year 2004, GILT is affiliated with Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi, and is approved by All India Council for Technical Education and the Bar Council of India for its law programs. The institute offers a variety of courses, including MBA, MBA International Business, MBA Integrated, BBA Honours, Integrated BA and LB Honours, BBA and LB Honours, and LLM. GILT has consistently been recognized for its excellence, accredited with an A grade by NAAC in its third cycle, rated A+ by the State Fee Regulatory Committee under the NCT of Delhi, earned the highest grading of A by Joint Inspection Committee of the Government of NCT of Delhi and DGS IPU since 2013, rated grade A by the Academic Audit Cell of DGS IPU since 2011. To lead today's session, we are pleased to have with us Advocate Gayatri Bhadwarpuri. It is an honor and a privilege to welcome an extraordinary woman of intellect, strength and service, Mrs. Gayatri Bhadwarpuri, a distinguished alumna of Lady Shri Ram College and a seasoned legal practitioner. Ms. Puri's journey is a confluence of compassion, commitment and brilliance. Having started her career as an educator, her path evolved into one of the remarkable legal influence. As an accomplished advocate, practicing across Supreme Court, High Courts and multiple tribunals, she brings expertise that spans civil, criminal, matrimonial and commercial law. Notably, she is also certified mediator from Pepperdine University, USA and a recognized arbitrator empaneled with the Delhi International Arbitration Center. Beyond her legal stature, ma'am is also passionate crusader for social justice. She has led transformative initiatives addressing women's rights, prison reforms and legal literacy, particularly empowering women and children through awareness and action. Programs like sexual harassment for women and marriage and mirage, graced by senior legal dignitaries and law enforcement officers, speaks volumes of her commitment to societal betterment. With grace, grit and an unwavering sense of duty, ma'am truly embodies the spirit of justice, making her presence here not just inspiring but profoundly meaningful. We extend a warm welcome to you, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Nidhi Sharma ma'am for presenting a plant sapling to our guest as a gesture of gratitude. With utmost respect and heartfelt admiration, I now invite Gayatri ma'am to grace the stage and enlighten us with her words as we begin this important session.
Very good morning to the entire collection of children, first foremost, and of course the professors herein. And hopefully we'll have a very entertaining, interesting approach to understand the change in the legal system wherein the criminal laws have been more defined the criminal laws have been more defined, qua the aspect of introducing the need of the change which is required herein with so much hatred going around, and this time the constitution has included certain things which are topics of the day today. So a warm indulgence by all the students or upcoming lawyers, and I see you right next to Rohini Court. So you are going to enjoy this league, this treat, and you will be able to open avenues for yourself regarding the concept of criminology. I have a background of psychology and philosophy. So nothing comes without hearing what is criminology. Why does a man or a woman commit this act? To do what they do. The hate crime cannot be defined without understanding the crime committed, the criminal behavior, and of course the justice system which is formed to fight the fact of the criminal activity done by the individual for the society and against the society, and to bring justice to the ones who have already suffered in the hands of all the people who are indulged in this activity. It is a conduct. These sort of crimes are because of the criminal conduct of an individual which is harming the society, which comes under hate crimes, terrorism, and mob lynching. So it is very important for us to know the crucial enforcement and policy formation which has been done in BNS now on the aspect of prevention strategies. A strategy was formulated, a policy was formulated how to deal with this concept of hate crime. Now the important part in this is, what is hate crime? What is the meaning of hate crime? Can someone help me from the audience for me to understand, according to you, what is hate crime? Can anybody volunteer to explain hate crime to me? What is the basis of hate crime? Under what category it comes into the being? You can always use Google and ChatGPT to understand that concept. Why not? Let's have an interactive session instead of me coming and telling you. Let us interact and understand the meaning of hate crime. What does it deal with? Yeah, please, there's an interesting hand there being raised for that. Be here.
It is very heinous crime committed in the society, hated by everyone, and it is absolutely not, it is wrong to that.
Can we have a mic for the young girl? Let's see, you all are budding lawyers. You need to understand this. देखो मैं नहीं कहूँगी कि क्राइम को समझने के लिए क्राइम करना पड़ेगा, but आइडिया इज लॉयर बनने के लिए क्रिमिनल माइंड जरूर पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Now there are people who are specializing in LLM and criminology. They want to understand the mindset of a criminal to be able to provide betterment in society and safeguarding measures. Yes, ma'am. Can you say your name, please?
My name is Panchabi Singh, and I'm asking you a question. So hate crime is basically heinous crime.
Crime based on race, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity, and all this combined together brings in a hatred. It is a hate crime which is coming. You have to understand something like, example I would like to give was, an acid attack, a rape. It is something in hatred when someone gets in touch on the fact of the matter that, तू मेरी नहीं होगी, तू किसी की नहीं होगी, and that is the concept comes in it. There is something in 2015. There was something about Dalit leaching. Has anybody remembered that concept, that mindset, which happened in 2015, wherein a person, a Muslim person, was murdered on only suspicion that he had beef stored in his refrigerator. So that culminated into this aspect, and an attack was submitted. Attack which was created. It is a group of people who are creating an attack. WhatsApp, we had Selampur attack, Delhi riots, all those things were coming, they were forming part of the fact that there was a WhatsApp interaction, everybody knew kahan pahunchna hai, kaise karna hai. There was a group involved in this whole crime. And second one is, in 2018, was caste-based violence. Caste-based violence was again a flag-raising dispute, which was clear that it was religious hatred. Religious hatred with diluted evidence. तो ये तो है नहीं कि भाई अगर एक जने के लिए हो रहा है, हमें ये समझना है ये क्यों हो रहा है. So how do we counter this hatred? That's what BNS has come forward and made this section, which counters the BNS has done, which was initially 153 IPC, now it is 196 BNS. So the important part is to understand the theory behind this. What is the hatred that offends the other person? ऐसा क्या होता है कि ये hatred हो जाती है? मेरे से किसी को hatred हो जाए, पर मैंने तो किसी को डायरेक्टली कहा नहीं, मेरे बोलने से, मेरे religion practice करने से, I am fair, you are dark, are these the things to be taken into consideration before committing a crime? So the whole aspect is, how do we get the society for not labeling people? कि ये है, इसके ये ऐसा है. Now the only thing is how do we defend it? Is by social learning theory. We have to be socially, like today we are having this conversation, you will end up thinking about it, you will feel how can we stop the other person committing from a crime, and if crime is committed, how do we take care of that? Then there is something called strain theory. Now what is a strain theory? You have to get into this is a mindset which is going and committing the crime. So is it a personality disorder? Is it something to do with projection, or is it a group conformity? It is none of that. The whole aspect is it is a failure on the ground of communities blaming each other. उसने ये किया क्योंकि उसने ये करना था, हमने उसको रोका नहीं, हमने उसका साथ दिया. We were silent observers. If we know of this act, you know about the acid attacks faced by women, their faces were disoriented, they were put through so much of hell because of a hatred that this act will not take place. The Delhi riots, there are so many offences being committed on that aspect. So we all have to understand what do we need. That is why BNS has come up with an explanation of speedy citizen-centric justice and integration of digital and forensic tools. That is why BNS is promoting all these things. कि अगर मीडिया में भी प्रोजेक्ट हो रहा है, we can go and reach out who is the offender, who has initiated it through emails, to WhatsApp, to phone calls, and there has to be clarity, which is there in the BNS. Clarity, precision, and constitutional alignment. So the most important thing is to understand how do we go about doing it? How do we stop motivating the crime? Hatred is motivated to bring out the aggression in the person to commit a crime. So if someone wants to read the 196, as I stated, of BNS, will someone come and help me read this? What does it say, 197? Alright, I'm sure everybody is still thinking about that aspect. It is section 196, and it goes out to say, promoting enmity, difference between groups on grounds of religion, race, place of birth, residence, language, doing acts to maintain and disrupt harmony. Now how do we tackle with this? Today you are all sitting together. I don't think anybody is interested to know कि आपकी place of birth क्या है, what kind of religion you practice. It is very personal. It is very personal. We are not supposed to build up our mindset regarding this. But no, these hate crimes further on goes into mob lynching and terrorism, which is also part of the topic today, which is very interesting. We need to understand it. So if we go to terrorism, do you remember what happened in Bombay? Mumbai blast, which took place in 1993. If you remember that blast which took place and so many people were involved, there was a terrorist by D Company which was promoted in that. So many people with arms and ammunition got caught. There was at that point of time TADA. Now what was TADA? Was Terrorist and Disputed Activities Prevention Act. So the India policy, the Indian Constitution has been introducing acts to prevent such activity, for people to understand that nothing will be accepted. We have to think about safety and security of our citizens. Once that was repealed, another act was introduced. That was FOTA. Is anybody aware about FOTA? If you remember, that was the time also, there was this activity going on, Sikhism rights were going on, another thing, Prevention of Terrorism Act. That was also launched in 2004 only. Like TADA terrorists, the TADA Act was repealed, again amended in 1985, then ultimately 1995. And then UAPA. I am sure you all may have heard, but not really executed your mind on this aspect. So the whole Unlawful Activity Prevention Act, which was amended in 2019. So these all acts are part of the Terrorist Act. So it's very important for us to know what act. Do you remember after the Mumbai attack, there was a parliament attack? Afzal Guru wala aapko yaad hai wo? Do you remember anyway? Anybody is connecting with the parliament attack? Does anybody recall कि क्या हुआ था उस टाइम पे? There was उसमें पिक्चर भी बनी थी. That was the time there was parliament session going on, and suddenly few people barged in and could not get to the interior, but yes, hit out on the security personnel to invade into it. Then do you remember what happened in 2006? It was a Mumbai train blast. I to all of you regarding with the examples, with the episodes which are taking place around in our country. That's why our constitution is revamping, amending, introducing new acts. Terrorism was not part of the IPC. It has been introduced now in BNS. 2007 में समझौता एक्सप्रेस ब्लास्ट है. Anybody remember that? गुजरात से एक ट्रेन गई थी.
No ma'am.
Good. It was not Gujarat. It was probably said by me. It was of India, Pakistan. Now that is the way of me trying to get attention from all of you. So now I hope you all remember those are ARC episode 2611. Do you remember 2611? I can't hear you people. What happened? What happened in 2611? Yes. And what did we do? What did Kasab do? So they planned. It was an organized crime. They came through the seaport, they entered and they had already done a recce. Do you know someone who has been brought back from Canada to Who is coming back?
Tahapur Rana. Tahapur Rana.
And the person who executed the whole plan. He has executed this whole plan. He came to Mumbai, did as in inverted commas Reiki, got to know कौन से स्टेशन पे जाना है, ताज में कैसे घुसना है, कैसे हिट आउट करना है. You guys remember that? So that is crime. What did bakers do anything to him? क्या एक नॉर्मल मुंबई का रहने वाला रेजिडेंट जिसका ध्यान अपने काम और वापस आने में did he do anything? No, it was incited by hatred. You are an Indian, we hate you. So he planned, he executed it to come here. That is why terrorism is under hatred, hate crimes. What is taking place, and that is why so many people lost lives and resulted in National Investigation Agency. I hope you all know NIA, which actually handled the entire thing, and ultimately justice was prevailed. Kasam was caught. Many other terrorists were killed. So what happened with Kasam? Do you think he should have been given that support by the councils to defend his case? What does our constitution say? That even a criminal has right to defend his case. So in Mumbai, he also got a lawyer to defend his case. Now we have to understand why this violence takes place in terrorism. What is the psychology behind it? When Kasam this act was committed, there was a lot of theory going on, understanding the psychology of the people, why they commit this crime. India ने तो कुछ नहीं किया था, वो तो पाकिस्तान से आए थे, was barely 21 years old boy who was here doing this act. ऐसा क्या हुआ था? He had to come and kill so many people, so many children lost their parents. They were attending a function in Trident, in Taj, never to see the light of the day again. There was terror. That's why it is called terrorism. Because we infuse fear. We infuse fear. आप भी टेलीविजन में देख रहे थे, मैं भी टेलीविजन में देख रही थी. We were terrorized. Oh my God, ऐसा भी हो सकता है. A person can come with AK-47 and hit out and shoot bullets and kill at the sight of no reason. I am not excited him to do this activity on me. Why? What is the psychology behind it? It is the ideological goals. It is premeditated. It is strategic. It has a symbol. When they are trained in Pakistan or any other places, what is ever happening, so then when they are trained in strategy, कि आपको ये करना है, उसके बाद there is a theory behind it. They identify with the act, why this act is committed. Then there is a routine of activity. Then there is a conflict also comes into the mind. हम क्या ठीक कर रहे हैं, क्या हम नहीं ठीक कर रहे हैं. Many people oppose the fact why should Kasam get any sort of protection from the court. But then it was dealt with that each and every individual has a right to be heard. The identity crisis in belonging to a purpose, to an identity is very, very important. So for that thing, that is why we say religion, nationalism also plays a very important role. Now the important thing is about the other definitions which are given in regarding terrorism. It has now got a new section which is 113 BNS. I have also got this book. You please take this. It has a comparison BNS for which I am reading. Terrorist Act. It says new. Why new? Because seeing the kind of blast I've told you beforehand, coming from way up from 1993 till 2019, the least that I've written is the fact it was needed, it was amended, it was required to be inserted so that punishment should be defined. If someone comes and does these activities means he will not be let go easily on this aspect. So now, what does it say? Whoever does any act with the intent or threaten or likely to threaten the unity, integrity, sovereignty, security and economic security of India. India is the most important thing. हमारे देश की प्रोटेक्शन के लिए ये एक्ट बना है. With the intent to strike terror or likely to strike terror in people. Now what does this mean, striking terror in people? It's the infusement of fear. इतना डरा दो कि कोई कुछ बोल ही ना पाए. Infuse the other person कि I am the power. I am so powerful. I have the gun with me. I will shoot out. So will they be let go easy? The DNS. So strike terror in people or any section of people in India or in any foreign country. We all know what they're hinting at. By using bombs, dynamites or any explosive or inflammable substance, firearms. They have covered all the aspects of it. Whatever nature to cause or likely to cause. Any action has a reaction. You do something, it has to have a cause. So what is the cause? Death or injury, any person or persons, loss of, damage or destruction of property, disruption of any supplies or services essential to the life of the community in India or any foreign country. Now do they have a punishment? Yes, they have rapid punishment in this aspect, which is very important for us to understand. The framework. What is the framework of this and what are the punishments thereafter regarding this? Now, the punishment thereafter is, of course, death penalty if proven that you harmed the death or caused death to the other person, overseas criminal force or show the criminal force attempts or causes to cause death or attempts to cause death to any public functionary. So then it explains public functionary. And thereafter it goes to the fact of the matter that trial will commence and thereafter the person who is caused will be given life sentence or life imprisonment or shall be liable to fine or both. And thereafter the imprisonment term shall not be less than 5 years, which may extend to imprisonment of life and shall be liable to be with fine. So everything is matter of trial, but the idea is they have given the strength to the act, to the lawmakers, or this aspect to take action against them regarding what has taken place. Now what is mob lynching? The other important aspect. आपके ख्याल से mob lynching क्या चीज है? I am not going to come and give a lecture. I want interaction. Tell me what is mob lynching. Come on, Miss Singh, you have participated. A youngster from there had participated. Young boy here. What is mob lynching? Is it a hate crime?
Yes, yes.
How do you see it? How do you say this is a hate crime? क्या होता है mob lynching?
जो आपने एग्जांपल दिया था, मान लीजिए मुस्लिम को सिर्फ उसके बीच में भी है बात है.
हाँ, पर mob का क्या मतलब? वो तो एक जगह भी कर सकता है.
बहुत सारे लोग हैं.
कैसे इकट्ठा हो जाते हैं सारे लोग?
सेम नोट्स होते हैं.
क्या thought process है? क्या planning है? Is it a planned move?
नहीं, सेम
No, but एक साथ खड़े कैसे हो जाते हैं? mob का मतलब एक से ज्यादा, 5 से ज्यादा, 10 से ज्यादा.
मैं भीड़ देख के नहीं हो जाता.
भीड़ कैसे इकट्ठा होती है?
मैं कोई कुछ भी हो रहा है.
क्या यूज करते हैं भीड़ को इकट्ठा करने के लिए? Yeah, with the girl there in blue, she's raised her hand.
मैम जब ऑडियंस वॉल्यूम होता है तो उसको मॉब करेंगे.
हाँ, पर मॉब में कितने लोग इंक्लूडेड है? And how do we collect them? मतलब कैसे? मतलब यहाँ से मैं इकट्ठा करके जब चलो भी चले ऐसे चल पड़ेंगे
by the way of social media posts and so on.
Right. Now you understand digital requirement. Social media has been utilized for misusing, using, brainwashing, exciting people to commit a crime, to invoke reaction, to collect. Now again I go back to Delhi riots. Do you remember Delhi riots? When Trump had come to India, he was in Delhi, Sirampur mein kitna kuch ho raha tha. What happened in Delhi riots? Do you remember that? It is a motivated crime. There is one person motivating. यहाँ मिलना है, हम सब इकट्ठा हो जाएंगे. आज हम इस तरफ में, आज गिफ्ट्स कॉलेज की कैंटीन के बाहर सब मिलेंगे और आज हम दिखा देंगे हम क्या सोचते हैं. हम नहीं सहेंगे इनके लिए. हमारी आवाज बुलंद है. Is that a way of collecting everyone? Yes, that is how we collect. We use social media. We use other measures. He is right to say that this thought पे बातचीत करते 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 इन्वोक करते हैं दूसरे को रिएक्शन के लिए. So mob lynching in India is not an abbreviation of frequent instrumental or symbolic dominance. So but it happened. झारखंड में 2019 में accused of theft, forced to chant जय श्री राम बोला पड़ेगा जय श्री राम. Brutally beaten to death for not doing so. Okay, and then he was performed to do this. Then Assam में 2018 में इसी चीज को डिजिटल मीडिया को मिस इन्फॉर्म करके कि व्हाट्सएप पे रूमर फैलाया गया कि चिल्ड्रन आर गेटिंग किडनैप्ड. सो इसलिए इनको इनकी दिखानी पड़ेगी कि ये क्या करा है इन्होंने. मॉब लिंचिंग हुई. They planned it. It was a wrong information circulated in WhatsApp. So mob lynching is also covered under hate crimes under 103 subsection 2, which is very clear on this aspect. What is mob lynching? When a group of 5 or more, that's why I kept asking you, कितने आदमी थे? 5 से ज़्यादा. Okay, it has to be more than 5 to make a mob. You cannot say हम 3 चले गए हमने के no. 5 लोग और उससे ज़्यादा acting in concert commits murder on a group of race, caste or community, sex, place of birth, language, personal belief or any other similar ground. Each member of such group shall be punished with death or with imprisonment of life and shall also be liable with fine. This was not there priorly. It has come now because it has been realized how social media people are playing with minds. The examples that we said right now on what happened are misconstrued aspect और उसके बाद उसपे नंबर दे दिया गया 5 से ज़्यादा. Base number is 5. More than 5, a group of people attacking or doing something in their belief. What I practice, what I do in my religious is my personal space is my space. But if someone forces me to do an activity and includes fine and excites others with misconcepted ideology, so this will include the aspect of wrong being committed on this fact. Idea, that is the reason I wanted everybody to understand the distinct nature and the types of crime so that we are able to identify. These numbers are there, but can we help them? Can we do something about it? Can we go on and give justice to our friends and our persons which we see every day? Nation wants to know, India wants to know कि क्या हम इन लोगों की help कर सकते हैं from getting reached because of hatred they have against a group of people who are here to damage the system, to basically come and rethink from the retribution to restoration. The whole idea of risking, who is at risk? lynching में कौन सा एज ग्रुप जाता है? Can someone tell me when there is an episode of mob lynching, if you relate to आपने न्यूज़ में भी देखा होगा, digitally मीडिया में भी देखा होगा, which is the age group they are targeting? Yes, they are targeting youth to do this aspect, and they are spoiling the life of the youth. They are infusing hatred in them, and they are putting the youth at risk. Because when there is such a defined act which is coming on this aspect, this is going to take place. 5 and more death penalty is the punishment for this hate crime. They are risking the youth and using, the crowd psychology. It's a hard race. चल हमें तो ये करना है, हमारा ये ग्रुप है, we have to show that we are with them. And basically propaganda of fake news which goes on to get a reaction from others. Our sentiments are very high. Youth has the sentiments and the power of executing the whole aspect in this thing and utilizing them for this purpose, which is a very thing defined in the act, coming forth on this fact. No, it will not be tolerated. We have to give stringent activities, otherwise we are going to lose the youth. They have to understand that if we are in this activity involved, we will lose our life. Death penalty is something which is evidently from us. So what do we see? That BNS has done strategically recognize what is required in a society at large. What was delayed has not been delayed. It is time bound. What was absent in the IPC has been made present, detailed, and it has been enhanced. Numbers of mob lynching have been explained, like I gave an example, and punishment has been very framework has been given how the execution of the section will take place, how rehabilitation of victim will take place. It's a very proactive surveillance will be taken, and of course we're going to use digital media. Like very rightly said from a youngster here, digital media has been used. That is how they track. They track from the footprints in the media to know who has initiated it, who has caused the distress, who has spread this hatred here for us to go and for us to utilize. So the conclusion of this aspect is the fact that BNS, चाहे वो भारतीय न्याय संहिता हो, भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता हो, भारतीय सक्षम अधिनियम हो, we have moved forward to the new digital era with legal maturity and one that recognizes the evolving nature of crimes and response with clarity and speech. We must remain vigilant. Now I'm sure you all know about cyber crimes. आप तो मोबाइल फोन करोगे तो आपको पहले सिखाई दी है वो. What are they doing? They are promoting the शिक्षा ज्ञान on all of you कि भाई don't trust anyone. किसी के फोन पे आप ट्रांसफर ना करें पैसे, किसी को उस चीज पे ना बिलीव करें. This is again literacy program. They are trying to enhance and remain vigilant and never be afraid to reach out to the legal system. We must uphold justice and never think the new laws are anything but confusion. No, these new laws are now statutes which have actually given a better framework. It has come up with instructions and has secured the citizens of India and provided security to the youth, to me, to the entire thing, identified the hate crimes and has come forth to protect our nation at large. Thank you.
For sharing your invaluable insights and experiences with such clarity and conviction. Your words today have not only deepened our understanding of the new criminal laws but have also reminded us of the greater purpose that law serves: justice, dignity and social harmony. We are truly grateful for the time you have taken to be with us, and we carry forward your wisdom with renewed purpose and awareness. Now I would like to invite Dr. Nidhi Sharma ma'am to present a memento to our guests as a way of thanking them to spare their precious time.
thank our resource person, Advocate Gayatri Puri, for her commendable effort. We are truly lightened with your knowledge and presence, ma'am. We are also thankful to our honorable chairman, sir, vice chairman, sir, and dean ma'am for their continuous support and motivation. I would also like to thank our director, sir, for his continuous support. Heartfelt thanks to our students for active participation. With these warm words, we move to the end of today's session. Thank you so much.